August 15, 2025, 0430 hours local time. The Yellow Sea, 37 nautical miles northwest of Incheon International Airport. ROKS Daegu, an FFG-2 class guided missile frigate, maintains routine patrol along the northern limit line. Captain Park Min-jun studies the radar screen in the Combat Information Center, watching familiar patterns of commercial shipping traffic. The morning mist hangs low over choppy waters, visibility reduced to 800 meters. Sonar operator Lee detects an unusual acoustic signature bearing 270 degrees. The contact moves at 12 knots, too fast for a fishing vessel, too small for a merchant ship. Chief Petty Officer Kim adjusts the AN/SPS 95K surface search radar, sweeping the designated sector. At 0442 hours, radar contact appears 18 nautical miles northwest. The signature matches a North Korean Sinpo-class missile boat, length 39 meters. Captain Park orders general quarters, the alarm echoing through steel corridors. Sailors rush to battle stations, their footsteps creating metallic thunder on deck plates. The Daegu's Phalanx CIWS systems rotate automatically, scanning for incoming threats. Radio operator Jung monitors encrypted communications between Pyongyang Naval Command and the approaching vessel. North Korean transmission intercepted. Shark 7-1, maintain course 180, engage if provoked. The missile boat DPRK-473 carries 4 anti-ship missiles in vertical launch tubes. Its crew of 23 operates under direct orders from the Korean People's Navy headquarters. Lieutenant Commander Ri Sung-ho commands the missile boat, his knuckles white on the bridge rail. Steam rises from the Daegu's gas turbine exhausts as speed increases to 28 knots. The frigate's crew of 160 sailors prepare for potential combat engagement. Weapons Officer Lieutenant Choi activates the ship's 8 Harpoon missile launchers. The morning sun breaks through clouds, revealing both vessels on a collision course. At 0457 hours, the North Korean boat closes to 12 nautical miles. Captain Park requests permission to fire warning shots from the Naval Operations Center. Seoul's response arrives encrypted. Maintain defensive posture. Do not initiate contact. The Sinpo-class boat suddenly accelerates to maximum speed of 40 knots. Diesel engines roar as the missile boat charges directly towards the South Korean frigate. Radar operator reports multiple surface contacts approaching from the north. 3 additional North Korean patrol boats emerge from the morning haze. Each Chaho-class patrol boat carries twin 23mm cannons and depth charges. The tactical situation deteriorates rapidly as enemy forces outnumber the lone frigate 4-1. The Daegu turns hard to starboard, creating a white wake in the dark waters. At 0508 hours, the lead missile boat opens fire. 4 anti-ship missiles launch in rapid succession, their rocket motors igniting with brilliant flashes. The KN-19 missiles streak toward the frigate at Mach 2.5. Electronic warfare systems aboard the Daegu immediately activate countermeasures. Chaff clouds bloom around the South Korean vessel like metallic flowers. The ship's electronic jamming suite attempts to disrupt incoming missile guidance systems. First missile passes within 50 meters of the frigate's port side. Second missile detonates in the water 200 meters astern. The explosion sends a massive column of water and debris skyward. Shockwaves rock the Daegu, throwing sailors against bulkheads and equipment. Captain Park orders immediate return fire with all available weapon systems. The frigate's main gun, a 76mm Oto Melara, swivels toward the nearest target. High explosive rounds scream across the water at 850 meters per second. Muzzle flashes illuminate the bridge as the gun fires 12 rounds per minute. The first salvo strikes the lead patrol boat amidships, penetrating its thin aluminum hull. Smoke and flames erupt from the enemy vessel as its ammunition storage ignites. North Korean sailors leap into the frigid water as their boat lists heavily to port. The remaining patrol boats respond with concentrated cannon fire. 23mm shells impact the Daegu's superstructure, sparking off armor plating. Several rounds penetrate the bridge windows, sending glass shards across the command deck. Lieutenant Yoon receives minor shrapnel wounds, but continues operating the fire control system. Blood runs down his face as he maintains target lock on the second patrol boat. The Daegu's phalanx system suddenly activates, its 6-barrel Gatling gun spinning to life. 3,000 rounds per minute streak toward incoming projectiles and small boats. Depleted uranium shells create tracer patterns in the dim morning light. One patrol boat breaks apart under the devastating automatic fire. Its hull splits in half, spilling fuel oil across the churning sea surface. The missile boat attempts to reload its vertical launch system. Crew members struggle with heavy missile containers on the pitching deck. Captain Park recognizes the vulnerability and orders targeted strikes. Harpoon missiles launch from the Daegu's forward deck, their solid rocket boosters igniting. Each missile carries a 221-kilogram warhead. Flight time to target, 97 seconds at 550 knots. The lead harpoon strikes the missile boat's bridge, detonating with tremendous force. The explosion vaporizes the forward section and kills most of the command crew. Lieutenant Commander Ri dies instantly as steel fragments pierce the wheelhouse. His final radio transmission cuts off mid-sentence. Mayday, we are taking heavy. Surviving North Korean vessels attempt to retreat toward territorial waters. The damaged patrol boat limps northward, trailing thick black smoke. Its starboard engine fails, reducing speed to 8 knots. Captain Park faces a critical decision as the enemy withdraws. Standing orders prohibit pursuit beyond the northern limit line. The frigate maintains position, weapon system still tracking retreating contacts. Damage control teams assess battle damage throughout the ship. 7 sailors report minor injuries from flying debris and shock effects. The forward superstructure shows multiple 23mm impact craters. 1 radar antenna sustained damage, reducing detection range by 20%. The ship's helicopter launches for search and rescue operations. Its crew spots North Korean survivors floating in the oil-covered water. International maritime law requires assistance to sailors in distress. The helicopter crew faces an impossible moral and tactical dilemma. Radio communications explode with traffic from both Korean naval commands. Pyongyang accuses Seoul of unprovoked aggression against routine patrol vessels. South Korean officials demand explanations for the missile attack. Both sides mobilize additional naval assets toward the engagement zone. The USS John McCain, an Arleigh Burke-class destroyer, changes course toward Korean waters. Chinese Type 054 frigates begin moving south from Qingdao Naval Base. The engagement lasts exactly 17 minutes and 43 seconds. Oil slicks spread across 2 square nautical miles of contested waters. Debris fields mark the locations where 2 North Korean vessels sank. 37 sailors require rescue from the frigid August waters. The Daegu's crew maintains battle stations for 6 additional hours. Captain Park compiles his after-action report with meticulous detail. Each weapon fired, each hit scored, each life lost becomes official record. The bridge chronometer reads 1100 hours when stand-down orders arrive. Exhausted sailors finally leave their combat positions. Many show signs of battle fatigue. Trembling hands, 1,000-yard stares. Petty Officer Lee vomits over the rail, his nerves finally catching up. The ship's cook struggles to prepare lunch with shaking hands. Even veterans of previous border incidents appear shaken by the intensity. Captain Park retreats to his cabin, removing his blood-stained uniform. His hands shake as he lights his first cigarette in 3 years. The tactical implications reverberate through military commands worldwide. North Korea demonstrates willingness to use anti-ship missiles against South Korean vessels. Seoul proves its defensive capabilities, but shows restraint in pursuit. The international community watches nervously as tensions escalate. Stock markets in Seoul, Tokyo, and Hong Kong plummet at opening bell. Oil prices spike 12% on fears of renewed Korean conflict. Emergency sessions convene at the United Nations Security Council. Both Koreas issue contradictory statements about the incident's origins. Pyongyang claims its vessels operated within legitimate territorial boundaries. Seoul maintains the engagement occurred in international waters. Satellite imagery provides conflicting evidence about exact positions. GPS coordinates become disputed facts in diplomatic chambers. The Northern Limit Line's legitimacy faces renewed international scrutiny. Military analysts debate whether the incident represents escalation or miscalculation. Some experts suggest North Korean economic desperation drove the aggressive action. Others point to upcoming joint U.S.-South Korean military exercises. The timing, 3 days before Ulchi Freedom Shield 2025, raises suspicions. Intelligence agencies investigate potential connections to recent missile tests. North Korea conducted submarine-launched ballistic missile trials 2 weeks earlier. The missile boat attack might demonstrate expanding naval capabilities. Regional allies reassess their defense postures and response protocols. Japan increases maritime patrol frequency around disputed territories. Taiwan monitors Chinese naval reactions to Korean Peninsula tensions. Australia deploys additional surveillance aircraft to the region. The Daegu returns to Busan Naval Base under heavy security escort. Crew members receive psychological counseling and medical examinations. Battle damage repairs begin immediately in dry dock facilities. Intelligence officers debrief each sailor about observed enemy capabilities. Technical analysis focuses on North Korean missile performance and accuracy. 2 missiles missed their intended target despite optimal firing conditions. Electronic warfare effectiveness receives particular scrutiny and praise. The engagement represents the first naval combat between Korean forces since armistice. Casualty reports remain classified pending family notifications. North Korean losses include approximately 15 killed and 22 missing. South Korean forces report 0 fatalities, but 7 wounded personnel. Media coverage intensifies global attention on Korean Peninsula stability. Television networks broadcast continuous coverage of the naval incident. Social media explodes with amateur analysis and conspiracy theories. Both Korean governments implement strict information control measures. The incident's long-term consequences remain unpredictable and potentially destabilizing. Military exercises scheduled for the following week proceed as planned. Additional naval assets deploy to patrol the disputed maritime boundary. The Yellow Sea becomes a powder keg of competing national interests. Captain Park receives orders for enhanced readiness patrols. His crew faces the probability of future engagements with grim determination. The morning's violence proves that 72 years of armistice provides no guarantee. Korean waters remain contested, dangerous, and potentially explosive. The silent response from Seoul speaks louder than any diplomatic protest. Military preparedness replaces political rhetoric as tensions crystallize into action. The August 15th incident becomes a watershed moment in regional security. Neither side achieved decisive victory, but both demonstrated lethal capabilities. The question now shifts from whether conflict will occur to when.